Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great day. Hope all of you having a great into your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, Halloween. It's tomorrow. I've been watching some Halloween movies. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite Halloween movie is. I watched Halloween Town. It's the first time I watched it in about 10 years. And I also watched the OG Halloween movie with, you know who, Michael Myers. I haven't watched the original Halloween movies in so long, and I'm curious, how many are there? Hold on, let me Google this real quick. Okay, I'm confused. There's not a definite answer because there's so many different timelines, but yeah, long story short, there's a bunch of them, and I'm only on one. Outside of that, two of my all-time favorites, Scream. I feel like I watch that every other year, and also, you can't go wrong with Saw, Jigsaw, whatever you want to call them. But is Jigsaw really considered a Halloween movie? I don't know. That's besides the point. By the way, if you are a trick-or-treater, I'm going to let this be known right now. Do not come to the MBG residence because, well, I'm going to be in the MBG sweatshop. Getting that out the way, you know it's funny. There's somebody that's new to the channel that clicked on this video going, what are we talking about? I thought I clicked on a Week 10 preview, not a Halloween video. Calm down, buddy. We're getting to it. Let's pull up our On3 graphic. Always pull it up. Shout out to them. They make a good one. We got Oklahoma and Tennessee this weekend. We already previewed that game. Vanderbilt, Texas already did that. So if you're looking for those two games, you got to watch one of the previous videos. But we got little bro, Ohio State and Penn State. We thought that was going to be good. Who knows? We'll get to that in a second. Ooh, Georgia and the Florida Gators. Hey, man, your casual fan up north or out west is going, what are we talking about here, Matty boy? Florida, they suck. Are they even 500? Listen up. This is always, not going to say always. Let me backtrack on that. Normally a pretty good game, despite the record. I'm looking forward to it. It could be close. It could be close. We got the UC Trojans in Nebraska. Oh, okay. We got Georgia Tech. This is a sneaky good game. The Yellow Jackets versus NC State. We got the, this is the College Game Day game of the week, I believe. Utah and Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about College Game Day going there. I'm like, was that really the best game we could find? Low-key kind of was. I don't really mind it too much. I don't watch College Game Day, if you want to be honest, outside of occasionally I turn on the background when I'm doing some stuff at home. We got the Red Raiders and K-State. Probably not going to talk about that game because Kansas State's irrelevant this year. Miami, SMU. Yeah, there's some good ones. We do not have a good Friday night game. Memphis plays Rice, but who cares about that? So let's get into our 11 a.m. games first, and we're going to start out with the #1 team in the country, and I don't even think it's close. Actually, hold on. Matt, say it right. Little bro, Ohio State. Ohio State is a whopping 20.5-point favorite. Do y'all want me to say it, or do you want to say it? You know what? I'm going to do it. I refuse to talk about Penn State. Notice, I'm not screaming. I'm getting better at controlling my emotions. Y'all know your boy Matty, calm, cool, and collected individual, right? I refuse to talk about Penn State for more than 10 seconds. Ohio State by 4 billion. Moving along here at 11 a.m. as well. This could be a good game. We got the SMU fighting ponies. Yeah, I believe that is their mascot. Versus Miami, the Hurricanes. Hurricanes been struggling a little bit. At one point in time, they look like one of the best teams in the country. Not so much. They're coming off of that shaky performance against Stanford in the first half. May I remind some of you, they wound up winning the game 42-7. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But against Louisville, their second to last game, they lost that one at home. And also against home versus Stanford, they were trailing 7-0 with under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Not so good. SMU, they got the guys to compete, and also they got the guys to win. Kevin Jennings, he's going to be hard to take down. I think this could be a high-scoring affair. I want to. I really want to. I want to pick SMU in this game, but Miami, due to the defense, Malachi Toney, and Carson Beck, my man. If you could just not turn over the ball, that'd be great. Miami's going to walk out of here with a win. This is a good upset. If you're one of those guys who likes to pick 1 to 2 upsets per week, hey, I'd point right at this game. But for me, I got to go with the U. Scrolling on down here, Houston, West Virginia. Don't care. Give me Houston in that one. Louisville. Ooh, against Volatile. They ain't bad. They're coming off of that win over Cal. Give me Louisville in that one. I'll take them. Indiana, the Hoosiers versus Maryland. Indiana by 4 billion. Dang, we're just steamrolling through these games. If there's not a lot to talk about, hey, I'm not going to force it. Oh, here we go. At 2:30, we got the ABC. Ooh, yeah, I'm really liking this. I just saw the line. I'm telling you, your casual fans going, no, Matt, this is a nothing burger. Why are we talking about this game? Look at the line. Georgia 7.5. That's not a blowout. See, Vegas knows something. They always know. The Florida Gators without a head coach. Their first game without a head coach. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep it a Fortnite V-Buck with you. I have no idea who they're Hey, slow down, Matt. You would think after making 3,000-something videos, you learn how to talk. I have no idea. There we go. Who their interim head coach is. No idea. Don't care. But I think them boys, they're going to be fired up. They're going to be ready to go. Not because of their head coach got fired. It's because it's Georgia. We're talking about a top 5 team. One of their biggest rivals. Florida fans hate Georgia fans. Georgia fans hate Florida fans. Florida players hate Georgia players. And it goes back and forth, back and forth. There's a lot of bad blood there. I think it's going to be a competitive game. But at the end of the day, is it really a smart pick to pick a team who doesn't have a head coach? Pick a team whose quarterback has been struggling. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the SEC. Pick a team who hasn't been good at scoring the football this year. Heck to the no. I think Florida may be able to get some stops occasionally, but it's going to be hard because Georgia, you see, what's interesting about the Bulldogs is everybody writes them off. It happens every year. They lose to Bama. Everybody points at them, goes, ha, 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 look at you. You can't beat Alabama, and we don't care about you. But here they are yet again. They have one of the best offenses in the nation, which is very weird to see. When we think of Georgia football the past, heck, not even 5 years, but the past 10 years, dang, they really low-key making a dynasty themselves. That's a different conversation for a different day. We think of defense, game manager, but it's actually the opposite. Their defense isn't even that good this year. They're good, but not that good, if you get what I'm trying to say. Their offense has been what is winning them the games. Look at the Tennessee game. They gave up 41. 41 on the road. Their defense, and they still won the game. They put up a 44-burger. Their offense, Gunnar Stockton, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate, in my humble opinion. I'd say he's easily top 6, top 7. Ah, crap, I didn't even mean to do that. I already know everyone's going to have a field day in the comment section. Anyways, getting back on track here, I think he's a Heisman contending quarterback. Georgia, that offense is going to be too much. I can't pick a team. It's not one of my golden rules, but it's one thing I look at. I don't care how good your defense is, and Florida has a pretty good defense. I just can't pick a team that can't score points. I don't think Florida can keep up with Georgia. Georgia's going to win this one by about 14, 17 points. But early on, I could see it being a close game. But Georgia, there's too much. They're going to run away with it. At 2:30 as well, we got Notre Dame playing their cupcake of a schedule. I'll take the Irish in that one by, we'll say, 300. At 2:30, we got Texas Tech versus K-State. The Red Raiders, I believe their backup quarterback tore their ACL. He's out for the year. So they got to go with Morton. They're only a 7.5-point favorite. Kansas State's one of those weird teams. Yeah, they're 4-4. It's been a letdown. But they can win this game if they get hyped up for it, fired up for it. I could see them walking out of here with a win. I'm not going to pick Kansas State in this game. I got to go with the Red Raiders. At 2:45, this is an interesting game in the sorry and sucky ACC. We got the Virginia Cavaliers versus Cal. Cal's not bad. They're not really good. They're not bad. They're coming off that loss against Virginia Tech. And then you got Virginia, who is not even quietly at this point, but a legit playoff contender. They're 7-1. I said before, I'm going to say it again. It's really funny when you look at Virginia, because when they beat Florida State, we're like, hey, yeah, good win, buddy. Hey, we're proud of you. Treating them like a Make-A-Wish kid, but no, come to find out, they're like, hey, that ain't us. We're a legit playoff contender. We're here to play some ball, and they are 7-1. The record doesn't lie. They're playing some really good football. I'll roll with the Cavaliers in that one. At 6 p.m., getting on to our night games. Ooh, I forgot about this one. Why isn't more people talking about this? And I know what y'all are sitting there saying, Matt, how do you forget about this? How do you not know these games are up and coming? Isn't this your job? Yeah, but I'm human too. I forget. I don't look at all that. Look, despite what y'all think, I'm not during the week looking at all these games, dissecting them. When I do the previews and predictions like we're doing now, for some of these games, it's the first time I look at them. We got South Kakalaki and Ole Miss in the lane train. Ole Miss is a 12.5-point favorite. South Kakalaki, I know people are tired of it, but all their losses this year outside of LSU, and LSU was at one point in time a ranked team, have been to ranked teams. South Carolina is not bad. And your Big Ten or ACC or Pac-12 fans going, Matt, SEC bias, here we go again. Oh, well, they just get hyped up because, you know, their losses are against ranked SEC teams, and those teams should. Shut up, nerd. Shut up, nerd. South Carolina is not a bad team. They've beaten the teams they're supposed to up until this point. They've lost to all ranked teams. Heck, we saw them last week. They should have beat Alabama. They had Bama on the ropes. They're up by 8 points. And then, well, Ty Simpson happened and Jeremy Bernard happened. South Carolina, I could easily see them going in here winning this game. They have nothing to lose. They're going to play some beamer ball. They're going to do some fake punts, fake field goals. Who knows what's going to happen. Ole Miss, they are a really good team. I got them in that category with teams like A&M, Alabama, and Georgia. You could see Trinidad Chambliss have a letdown game. This is a game in which Ole Miss are not too hyped up for. They're coming off that emotional win over Oklahoma. But South Carolina's offensive line, whoo. Man, you rarely hear me talk about O-line play in a preview and prediction, but I got to bring it up. They are bad. Really, really, really bad. There were some times against Alabama where they literally had to grab onto the Alabama defenders because if they didn't, Lenore Sellers would have got annihilated on the play. Due to the O-line being so bad, and I do not trust Sellers throwing the ball, I'm going to roll with the lane train in that one. Michigan, Purdue, don't care about that. Give me Michigan in that one. Georgia Tech and NC State. Georgia Tech -5.5. This is a sneaky trap game. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky trap game. You know what? Nah. No, wait. Wait. I'm going back and forth myself. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. Give me NC State in this one. I'm calling the upset. Is it smart? Not really. But I like their quarterback, C.J. Bailey. He can make some plays. Their running back nearly has 1,000 rushing yards on this season. Haynes King is beat up. You know he's tired. Is there a more tired quarterback in college football than Haynes King? No, he is Georgia Tech. I'm finna call him the Fighting Haynes Kings at this point. It's not the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. You smell that? I smell it. Yep. There's an upset happening here. Give me NC State. USC and Nebraska, the Fighting Dylan Ravioli. Speaking of bad O-line play, Nebraska is one of the worst offensive lines you're going to see. USC, they're legit. They can ground and pound you. I easily like USC in this one. They're favored by 6.5. I understand why. I love this USC team. When I say I love them, let me backtrack a little bit. In this game, I love them. That's what I'm talking about. I like them a little bit more than Nebraska, and that's why I'm rolling with them. And last but not least, I believe, I'll pull up the SEC in just a second, we got the college game day game of the week. Cincinnati versus Utah. Oh, my gosh. Utah's a 10.5 point favorite? Yikes. Did not know that. Cincinnati, I do know a little bit about them, or I say a little bit, kind of being sarcastic, a lot of bit about them. They should be undefeated. They should have beat Nebraska in week 1. I remember that game like it was yesterday. Feels like it happened 5 years ago. They had so many costly mistakes. If Sorsby doesn't throw that interception at the end of the game, bare minimum, they're going into overtime. I digress. Utah, they're legit. I like Dampier. Dampier is similar to Carson Beck and John Mateer. If he's not turning the ball over, he's a pretty good dang quarterback. I know you can say it for a lot of players, but it is reality. Another thing I like about Utah is Dampier. He adds an element on the ground. I think Cincinnati's going to have fits and troubles trying to stop this Utah offense. Utah's defense hasn't been as great as it's normally been because when we think about Utah football, similar to Georgia the past 10 to 15 years, we think of defense. But this year, it's more so the offense has been winning them some games. I know Utah's got the loss to BYU and they got blown out against Texas State. That wasn't a good game, but I like Utah in this one. I think they're going to get the job done. I'll pull up the SEC to make sure I didn't miss. Does Auburn play this week? Auburn plays Kentucky because I know we got some Auburn fans and viewers. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you got Mississippi State and Arkansas. I know nobody cares about that, but I will give you my thoughts on this. I will take Auburn in that one. Yeah, Auburn's favored at 11.5. They're coming off of that win. Does Auburn have a quarterback situation on their hands? I guess I have to wait and see what happens there because Arnold got benched. I know he probably won't be starting. I haven't looked at it too much. And then Arkansas, Mississippi State. Yeah, I like Arkansas on that one too. Many more things I could say, but we'll end it off here. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But